Right, guys, I hope you all are well. This is going to be an interesting video for a lot of first-time Abu Dhabi investors. Those of you who've been sitting on the fence and you've been looking to enter Abu Dhabi, but you're not sure what's the opportunity, why you're seeing and hearing so much about Abu Dhabi recently, and what's the opportunity that Abu Dhabi presents for the next 3 to 5 years. So I'll be comparing, of course, the supply and demand, the numbers, the population growth, what's coming up, what's already been delivered, all of that, right? Before I begin, I would first like to take you guys through Abu Dhabi's economy, the foundation of Abu Dhabi, and what sort of drives the economy in Abu Dhabi. Now, this is the Abu Dhabi Real Estate Market Report, which came out 6 months back in 2025 from the government. And Abu Dhabi actually has a nickname, a very famous nickname. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it, but Abu Dhabi is not just the capital of UAE, Abu Dhabi is actually the capital of capital. Now, what that means is Abu Dhabi manages almost $2 trillion in institutional capital. Abu Dhabi manages $2 trillion in capital and assets across 6 sovereign funds. You've got Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, you've got ADQ, which is the Abu Dhabi Development Holding Company, you've got MGX, IHC, International Holding Company, G42, and Mubadala. And now you've got a 7th sovereign fund, which is the Limad Holding, which is being headed by Abu Dhabi's Crown Prince, His Highness Sheikh Khalid. Now, these 7 institutions are managing $2 trillion of capital and wealth. Why does it matter? A lot of international businesses, corporations, startups, venture capitals, they need access to this capital, right? Which is why a lot of them have been relocating to Abu Dhabi and setting up their offices here. Now, let me take you guys to ADGM, right? The sort of the backbone behind Abu Dhabi's recent growth. What's ADGM? ADGM is Abu Dhabi's Central Financial District, Abu Dhabi Global Market. In Dubai, you've got DIFC, Dubai International Financial Center. In Abu Dhabi, it's ADGM. Now, in 2025, if you guys want to take a guess of how ADGM performed, let me show you guys. So the assets under management increased by 48% in 2025. 48% increase in assets under management. These are not buzzwords. What that means is international investors, international institutions are trusting Abu Dhabi to manage their assets, to manage their wealth. That's a huge indicator of investor confidence and sentiment in Abu Dhabi. Then, number of active licenses, companies operating within ADGM reached almost 12,000, and almost 3,000 new licenses were issued in 2025 alone. That tells you how many companies are relocating and establishing offices in ADGM. Then you've got operational entities, operational companies increased to almost 3,200, which is a 43% increase year on year compared to 2024. And finally, the workforce, the number of people, employees working within ADGM increased to almost 40,000 individuals. 40,000 individuals working within ADGM alone. It's absolutely insane. So this is what positions ADGM as the leading financial hub in the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. Not just within UAE, but within Africa, Middle East, and South Asia. And it's growing at a faster pace than Dubai's DIFC. That's the key point I wanted to mention, right? Let's look at some more news regarding Abu Dhabi. So Abu Dhabi recently, there was a huge news of expansion of Abu Dhabi's financial district, which is the Al Maria Island. Yes, this news was announced on December 8. Mubadala and Aldar, which Aldar is Abu Dhabi's biggest government developer, Mubadala is Abu Dhabi's sovereign wealth fund. They announced expansion of Al Maria Island, which is the central financial district, worth over 60 billion dirhams. This is a huge expansion because as of now, Abu Dhabi Global Market ADGM comprises of only 4 or 5 buildings, and that's it. That's literally it. So Abu Dhabi needs to expand its financial district, almost 1.5 million square meters of floor area will be added to Abu Dhabi's central financial district, including offices, luxury homes, retail, hospitality. So that's the expansion of financial district which is going to happen. And now there was also a news that Man Group, right, the world's largest publicly traded hedge fund, is entering Abu Dhabi. They're preparing to open their office in Abu Dhabi. And of course, you've got a huge billionaire, Dimitri Bilyasny. They're also establishing an office in Abu Dhabi in ADGM. Not just this, you've got so many hedge funds from London who are relocating to Abu Dhabi. You've got Brevin Howard, you've got Tyrus Shutters, you've got a couple of more hedge funds from UK relocating to Abu Dhabi. So this is basically a brief overview of Abu Dhabi's economy and why it's attracting so much capital and wealth, and why there's going to be insane demand for high quality luxury as well as mid-market products within Abu Dhabi's market. And Abu Dhabi is heavily undersupplied as of now. Right. Yeah, that's regarding the economy of Abu Dhabi. Let's now move towards the numbers, the supply and demand. And of course, if I can just show you guys. So let's just go through this report. Now, full credit to Jake. He is an amazing guy. He's got his own company in Dubai. This PDF was written by him. Full credit to him. I'm not taking any credit for it. I'm just trying to analyze and share the information with you guys. Right, so why Abu Dhabi off plan, right? Of course, some basic stuff. Payment plans as of now are much more investor friendly. You do not have 80-20 or 70-20, 70-30 payment plans in Abu Dhabi. You have 50-50, 40-60 or 55-45 payment plans in Abu Dhabi, most of the times from government developers. Whereas in Dubai, developers like Emaar, Miras, Nakhil, they ask for 70-80% in construction, which is fair. They still sell out, they have demand, that's fine. But in Abu Dhabi, your return on equity is a bit more higher because you only have to pay 40 or 50% in construction, and the rest on handover, which you can then mortgage. Okay, let's now come towards supply and demand, my favorite topic. By the way, this video is not Abu Dhabi versus Dubai, pitching one emirate versus the other, not at all. This video is just about highlighting and identifying an opportunity. I've made videos on Dubai as well in the past, and you can still make money in Dubai if you know where to put your money in, and you can even make money in Abu Dhabi. It's just a matter of which one's a better opportunity. And as of now, Abu Dhabi is a better opportunity. Okay, let's look at supply. So, of course, in Dubai, how many new project brochures or SMS messages you guys get per week? I'm sure you guys get lots of them every week. Let's look at the last 3-4 years. What was launched? So from 2021 to 2024, the total number of apartments, villas and townhouses sold in Dubai was 212,000 off-plan units. In Abu Dhabi, it was only 22,000 off-plan units. So there's almost a 10x difference between the number of off-plan units sold in Abu Dhabi versus Dubai, right? Then if you look at the first half of 2025, from January 2025 to July 2025, Dubai sold 66,000 off-plan units. Abu Dhabi sold only 4,000 off-plan units. That means Dubai has 15 times more off-plan sales compared to Abu Dhabi, right? That shows you how heavily undersupplied Abu Dhabi is. Okay, let's now move towards the population growth and the demand. So this is from the official government census report, which was published in June 2025. Population of Dubai grew by 169,000 people, increasing by 4.5%. Right, and as of now, Dubai's population is 3.86 million. Abu Dhabi, on the other hand, grew by 290,000 people, an increase of 7.5%, and its total population is 4.1 million. So Abu Dhabi's population is growing at a bit faster and higher pace than Dubai. Okay, let's look at this, the key factor. For every off-plan unit sold in Abu Dhabi and Dubai added only one new resident. Abu Dhabi added 27 new residents. So that means for every one off-plan unit sold in Abu Dhabi, there are 27 new residents who either would want to rent or they would want to buy, right? Even if we take it half of them, let's say they're middle, low income workers or they're laborers or they're blue collar workers, fine. That still leaves you with a margin of 13 new residents for every off-plan unit sold. That's the supply gap in Abu Dhabi. And that's what I wanted to really focus on. Okay, let's look at what's the supply coming up in Dubai in the next 3 years and compared with Abu Dhabi. This is from DXB Interact, which is the official Dubai's portal where you can check transactions, projects, supply, demand, etc. So in the next 4 years, starting 2026 to 2030, you have almost 330,000 units, 330,000 units to be delivered in Dubai. In 2026 alone, you're looking at 82,000 units expected to be delivered in Dubai. In 2027, you're seeing 114,000 units to be delivered. In 2028, you're looking at around 98,000 units to be delivered in Dubai. And in 2029 and 2030, you're looking at about 50,000 and another 20,000 units. So if you add these numbers up, you're getting almost 330,000 units in Dubai in the next 4 years. Let's look at Abu Dhabi. Right. Abu Dhabi in the next 4 years is going to be getting only 25,000 new units, which is basically 1/10 the supply of Dubai. It's insane. It's insane. Dubai is getting almost 10x the supply compared to Abu Dhabi. So that's the supply and demand shown to you guys. Okay, if you want to see the demand in Abu Dhabi, right, let's look at how demand has increased in the last 3 years. So in the last 3 years, from 2022 to 2025, the supply in Abu Dhabi grew by only 2.6%, right? Whereas the demand increased by 6%. So that means there are more people in high profile job roles moving to Abu Dhabi or relocating to Abu Dhabi who want good quality, good quality villas, townhouses and apartments either to rent or to buy for themselves, and there's simply not enough supply or options for them to choose from, right? That's the dynamics in Abu Dhabi versus the buyer's market. Now, there is one major con or one major negative of Abu Dhabi's market which I wanted to highlight. So if you're an investor with a smaller budget, right? If you're an investor with small budget of 1 million to 1.5 million only, okay? This does not apply to investors with hard budgets. If you have a budget of 1 to 1.5 million, Abu Dhabi simply has no good options for you. I'm being honest. I do not have anything to sell you if you've got a budget of 1 to 1.5 million. I don't want you to put your money in an average, lesser known developer with an okay project when you can do the same in Dubai with a much stronger private developer, right? I still believe Dubai offers much better options and a lot more options for smaller budget investors compared to Abu Dhabi, right? If you've got a budget of at least 2 to 2.5 million, I would say 2.5 million, then Abu Dhabi offers you a lot better value for money and a lot more better options from 2.5 million all the way up to 20 million. But if you've got budget below that, keep investing in Dubai, grow your capital, and then you can shift to Abu Dhabi. Why do I say that? Abu Dhabi only has 2 huge government developers, Aldar and Mudan, over here. Okay, Aldar and Mudan. And then you've got a couple of smaller private developers like Radiant. I'm sure you guys haven't even heard of these names. Radiant, Bloom, Eagle Hills is of course a really good developer. It's the same company of Emar's founder and CEO, Mohammed Al-Abbar. So this is sort of like Abu Dhabi's own Emar. They're doing a fantastic job, but they've not launched enough off-plan projects. So Abu Dhabi's market share is dominated by just 2 big developers, Aldar and Mudan, as of now. So this is something which I complain about Abu Dhabi. I want more big developers, private developers entering Abu Dhabi's markets. We can have a lot more interesting options, a lot more new options to put our money in. Every day, every other week, I receive requests from investors who want to invest in Abu Dhabi uh, with smaller budgets, and I just cannot advise them anything because uh, Reem Island is the only option where they can invest, and Reem Island has either 5, 10, 15-year-old buildings in that budget. The build quality is not as good, and amenities are okay. I don't want them to lock their money in a project that's older without any unique selling points and will face competition from future off-plan launches. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. So if you've got a small budget, put your money in the buy. That's what I wanted to highlight. Okay, let's now move towards let's go back to the report. Okay. Now, another key point, of course, for Abu Dhabi, that off-plan launch prices are on price per square foot, they're a bit cheaper than ready units. We're comparing within Abu Dhabi itself, right? If you compare off-plan prices versus ready within Abu Dhabi, you can identify that you can make a lot more money with off-plan as well. It's not overpriced. Another key point with Abu Dhabi is payments are linked entirely to construction progress. You do not have fixed payment timelines. That means only when the developer has begun construction and when they reach construction milestones, that's when you have to pay. It's not a fixed date calendar, right? And a lot of you actually keep asking me that, okay, Moaz, in case of delayed payments or if we miss a payment, what's going to happen? The developers send you around 3 reminders from email, SMS, and phone calls. And there is a grace period, I believe, about 1 to 2 months. Depends on the developer. We as brokers, of course, we will be siding with the investor. We'll try to buy you as much time as possible. And if you still fail to pay within that grace period, then there's going to be a small penalty. I believe it's around 5 to 10,000 dirhams. Not a huge amount, but yeah, it's not something really strict. And of course, if you compare with Dubai right now, rental yields have dropped in Dubai, and even in key areas like downtown Dubai Hills, Creek Harbor, you're getting around 4.5 to 5.5% rental net yields, and prices have not really appreciated as much in Dubai's key areas for the last 12 months. And off-plan in Dubai is now being sold at a much more higher price than ready units. So it does not make sense. A lot of investors will simply go and buy ready units in Dubai for a bit cheaper price compared to off-plan. And it's of course much harder to flip off-plan in Dubai. Then Abu Dhabi's villas in the last 12 months in 2025, they've increased by a really huge amount. The Hiddle Saadiyat villas have gone up by 17%. Saadiyat Island as a whole has gone up by 13%. Reem Island apartments have gone up by 15% in price. Yas Island is up by almost 7%, right? So those are some key facts and figures for Abu Dhabi. And if we look at one more key point, which I was going to show you guys. Right, so of course we already went through ADGM, the economy, right, and why this matters. And let's now move towards the key advantage that Abu Dhabi has. So Abu Dhabi right now, well planned. It's a slow planned city. You're not seeing off-plan launches every other week, every other month. I'm struggling to sell property in Abu Dhabi. I have at least 5 clients with me who are waiting to enter the market. I just don't have something really good to advise them or sell them. So we're just waiting for the next big opportunity in Abu Dhabi. So Abu Dhabi is moving slow, but it's moving strategically, right? Both Abu Dhabi and Dubai offer different points to, if you're a young guy, if you prefer a lot more active lifestyle, sure, you can live in Dubai. If you're maybe a family, or if you're even a single professional, if you want a bit more calmer, peaceful lifestyle, Abu Dhabi is the place to be, right? And Abu Dhabi is investing billions. The government itself is investing billions to make Abu Dhabi probably the best city to raise a family. That's the key focus. You've got all of these museums hanging in Saadiyat's cultural district. You've got Formula One and then Disneyland, Louvre museums, natural history museums, Guggenheim, Abu Dhabi. You've got the beaches, theme parks, so much for families and kids as well. Because Abu Dhabi wants to be a retirement home as well, not just a place where people come to live, work, and go back to their home countries. And I did receive requests from people in their 50s and 60s, investors who want to buy in Abu Dhabi just so they can live in and retire with their families and kids. And of course, so as we conclude the video, of course, when to enter Abu Dhabi. So I do believe 2026 is probably one of the last good opportunities when you can enter Abu Dhabi's market and make the most gains. Why? Because you are paying around 30% cheap in Abu Dhabi right now for beachfront or waterfront villas or apartments compared to Dubai. You're getting larger plots, better finishes and quality, and controlled supply and payment plans. As of now, as I mentioned in the start of the video, payment plans in Abu Dhabi are still a bit more friendly, 40-60, 50-50. As we move towards the end of the year and next year, when the hype catches up even more, when a lot of developers are entering the market, payment plans will become more strict. So it will become harder for you as an investor to flip your unit in construction or to make the same gains as those of you who've invested before. So again, don't be sitting on the fence. When you see an opportunity, get in to that opportunity, get in phase one, pick a good unit, either that offers a good layout, it's got some sort of a unique selling point, right? Okay, I hope this was helpful. And of course, one key difference in Abu Dhabi and Dubai's market, if you're going to be buying a unit in Dubai, you have to pay 4% land department fees. In Abu Dhabi, you pay 2% land department fees. So of course, that's one of the key differences. Everything else pretty much is the same. You're going to get a golden visa in Abu Dhabi as well if you're buying a property above 2 million dirhams. And rest of it is pretty much all the same. Right, I hope this was a helpful video for you guys. And of course, if you have any questions, if you guys are looking to enter Abu Dhabi, invest in Abu Dhabi, just drop me a WhatsApp message. I'll be more than happy to get on a call with you, break down the numbers, the supply, where can we enter, and a lot more. See you guys in the next one.